Okay, let's talk PBNs. Um, if you update or close and open your Traffic Factory, you'll see that it will update to 2.0.1. I had a minor change made that will help us build PBNs and give us a little more control over our redirects. And that's basically where I'm going to focus this particular discussion. Because we've gone over other things at this point. We'll be going over other specifics, but we're going to focus on redirects. And as you'll see here, this doesn't look like what you would normally see for redirects, unless you clicked on the Advanced tab, in which case you would have seen that we can redirect to different URLs based on the kinds of pages that we're wanting to redirect or not redirect. For example, in this situation, I want the index page to redirect, but I don't want my category pages or my tag pages to redirect. I only want the link juice, really, in this case, to flow up to the index. And if I was going to be making this into a private blog for PBN type purposes, i.e. adding links, outbound links to it, then I might not want the index to redirect either. And I may or may not want the posts to redirect. These are our content pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this like it is and just go and refresh your memory about our structure. We've defined four different categories here, and those are going to generate separate category pages that have links to the content pages as we define over here in our HTML editor. And so those are the links that are going to be on these pages. Then we're going to add a little content, if you recall, using the extra content in the markup area. So our post pages and our post pages are going to have just the content that's defined in the main HTML editor and the iframes for terms of service, the way that we have this set up. Our index page, we've added some content to. And this is just some spun content that I pulled from the current main content that's used to build the pages that has images and videos in it. Now, if I were to use this particular build as a PBN or even as a real live blog, I would build out this index HTML to be really good, top quality, not spun content, just as if I was building a website from scratch, any other blog. And then my content pages or post pages, based on this tab, is where I would have all my spun content and my large number of pages, as large as you want, obviously. Categories, again, we're just going to have some spun content and our legal pages and our tag pages as well. So in this case, maybe all I want is for the internal linkage to be in place to push juice back up to the index, because each of the tag pages links to an associated post or content page. It links to its category. It will link to all four of the categories, and it also links back to the index page. Same with the category pages. They're going to link to the content for the categories. There's going to be a link to a single tag page, and also links back to all of the content pages. We'll see that again in just a second. So in this case, I've defined, because of the way I'm doing the redirects, you'll see that everything is null except for post, which has the actual redirect URL in it, and it is live. Okay? And this is where I control that. So I could, in theory, well, not in theory, but in You actually could. I could set these redirects to redirect all back to the index page. So that anytime somebody clicked on a search result for one of the content pages, they would come back to the index. They would redirect to the index page and not to this money page. That's what this is going to be. Same with tags and categories. If I really did want to redirect them someplace, I might redirect them simply back to the index, just because. Now, the other thing that I wanted to go over is if you're building a PBN, how do you add links? I'm going to show you two ways to do that. And the first way is something we just looked at, and that's with our iframes. Now, in this case, we're embedding these legal pages with the iframe. It would be a simple matter for you to take an iframe and embed a URL that had links on it, that you wanted an HTML document, a real HTML document, or a Google Doc, or a Google Sheet, or anything else that would have links. And then you can control the links that appear on all of these pages, or any pages that you insert the iframe in, to control the links that are actually on those pages. Voila. An easy way to do it. There's another way to do it. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But the other thing I want to point out is that you've got the Wysiwyg Editor built in here to the to these extra content areas where we're defining all this stuff. And you've got it's the same Wysiwyg Editor, so you got control of the HTML here, just like you do with the other one. You've got the same insert abilities for shortcodes, folders, and images. These I went over in the video that I did the other day, the previous video to this. It's number 2. Google Maps if you want to use the Maps API. Otherwise, we also show how to use Google Maps without using the APIs. So, and again, as with the editor, anytime you have it open, you just close it to return back to Traffic Factory. Now I'm going to switch real quick over to a different VPS where I've got a piece of software installed that's an S3 browser. It's called Cyberduck. It's free, and it allows me to download and edit any of the S3 documents that I built. This is an old Stop Snoring campaign that I ran, almost 2 years ago when I was first experimenting with the original Traffic Factory version 1 that we got. So if I right-click here and I click on Edit this document, it defaults to the my Notepad++. It's going to open the index file in Notepad++. This is a big one because it doesn't have any content on it other than the links that are on it. But it's going to open up here in just a second in Notepad++. I'm going to pause while it downloads. It might take a couple. Okay, so we've opened up the index file. Actually, we opened up one of the documents, which is okay. I was going to open up the index to show you what can be done, but you can make any changes you want here. If I just want to change one word, we have close to everything. Let's say that, or almost. I'm just doing this to demonstrate the update. Now, if I do a save, it's going to update it on S3. It's overwriting that particular document. It's going to prepare it, and then it's going to upload it. So Cyberduck is an easy way to edit the documents once you upload them to S3 without making changes to or disturbing any of the other code like the redirect that is already in there. And you can use this, of course, to edit anything within the HTML document. Okay, so we did the update. If I do a refresh, it should update the date and time on the document here, so you can see that it did that. It might take a second to list this directory. It's a big one. This is the old style where we were generating. Well, in this case, we've got 12 sitemaps, so 12 times 5,000. There's about 60,000 pages in here, give or take. Mass page builder, by definition, in this case. So anyway, let's pop back over to the other VPS and get back here. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, you have complete control over now over the redirects by page type, so that you can control that. If you don't want, obviously just turn redirect off if you don't want any of them redirecting. But this is sort of a mix and match kind of thing, where you can use one of these S3 buckets, or even if you can take this and FTP it up to a regular, hosting domain. You could also upload it to even a WordPress blog and just link out to it if you wanted to, or like I say, build your PBNs in somewhat of a traditional way by buying expired domains that have the authority and structure that you might be looking for in your PBNs. I hope you liked the video. Hope it helped. Cyberduck or other browsers, S3 browsers are available. The Cyberduck is free. They do beg for donations, and I recommend always helping out people that provide good software with donations when they're kind enough to ask and not charge me for it. So I would encourage you to do that, and enjoy the video. And again, get your free copy of Keyword Translation Factory. KeywordTranslationFactory.com to help with building your keywords and goodies, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for the Ranking Factory so that you get all of the videos that we produce for you, not just about Traffic Factory, but all the Ranking Factory store products. Bye-bye.